Howdy, howdy. Well, as you've seen in my previous videos, I've made this little burger that runs for quite a while, lights up all these LEDs along the outside edge, all the way around it. It's just a little piece of wood with some coils on it, 2 run coils and an actual extra charge coil that kind of puts power back into this cap. It runs off of a 3.7 volt 18650, nope, I take that back. Runs off of 1.5. This one don't run that high. That one, which is, pardon me, time to reset. Basically, I let these guys run, and then this little reed switch would freeze, and the magnets would stick, drain the battery. It'd make me mad. You know, I'm one of those people that like to run for longevity. I put something together, I want it to run, I don't want it to fail. So that was a fail point, and it kind of PO'd me. So, and I like capturing the EMF and having it pop up these little LED, or these little neons. They run about, I think 110 is what they're supposed to pop at, or you can run them at 110 and they go on. But basically, we got those through the SSGs, through the Daffman. There's another one. That one's running off a reed switch off the door stop ones. It's syncing to a door. It's a little rounded white piece. But this one runs off the little glass reed switch, exposed. And like I was saying, I got tired of them freezing. So I like the LEDs running off it and charging the cap on the downside as it's expelling over time. So I came across the mid motor and have been talking about these one coil, one wire, one coil motors that have been running off of a 1.5 volt battery, pardon the finger, and basically runs for X amount of time. And so I thought, well, I'll make one, but I only had a single 1.5 little lithium battery, and it's about dead, and I had a bunch of these at 3.7 volts, so I thought, well, I wonder if that would run at 3.7 volts, and so when I did, it run like crazy, like a maniac, and the LED that I had in there, this guy, was ultra bright. So here, let me plug it in real quick. As you see, it's ultra bright. Lowers the motor down. So I thought, well, heck, that just drains the motor down. So I found one of these that runs off of 6 volts and higher. You know, these are the low voltage lights that you would put underneath your tabletops that run off of low voltage, 12 volts and lower. So I thought, well, I got me a few of those little skippets, some wire on them, and I threw one on there, and it basically made the motor run at a higher speed, saves power on the battery usage, still the same circuit, and it runs at a high rate of speed. But this motor I've had for a long time. As you see, I've got extra little coils on it. It's actually only running off of one coil, and the right coil is this one, the left coil here is this one, and the one in the back is the one that's actually plugged in and running. So just to prove to you that it's running fast, I mean, I can even run LEDs off of those little coils. But I noticed the motor kept giving me trouble, so I stopped it one day, and just by chance, if I stop it quick enough, it oscillates. You hear that, I know for sure. And I freaked out, and I thought, wow. At 3.7 volts, I was like, that's, 4 volts. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I was thinking, oh no, we're going to get some heat up. So I've checked the coils. I've even checked the little, these little 3906 and 04 and all that, and nothing heats up. And I'm like, wow. And I noticed it hardly uses any power. So I was like, wow, I'm going to make one for its own board. So I put one together on its own board with one coil, one battery. It's a 14500 trust fire, or ultra fire. They got trust fire, ultra fires. They got quite a few of them. These are rechargeable high drain batteries. It's running on these two guys here. They're nice and cold. Running a group of LEDs all the way around. I could turn it off, and then I could start it with south pole I believe it is. If I got South Pole correct. Bam. Come on now. Now prove me wrong. Video start. Just gotta do it quick enough. There it goes. Video start up. And it'll also start with the battery. You know, pulling the battery out and putting it in. Just like on this one, I turn it off, turn it right back on. Every time. So now I'm going to try to come up with trying to capture back EMF off of this when it's in jewel thief mode, oscillating mode. I'm not for sure. Lid motor or have dad would know the correct terminology with this. Maybe if they play around with a higher voltage, they can get them to do the same thing and let us know. I am definitely curious. Have a good day.